Today's adventure begins as the recording of this Wednesday, June 5th, 2024, right next to Universal Studios Hollywood. I'm staying in a hotel I had never stayed in before. Checking out today, the Sheraton. Got a nice little couch down here. Got a couple beds. And I believe they call this the lanai room. I don't like to discuss business on the lanai, Irwin and Fletcher used to always say. I was thinking maybe I'd have a little balcony like the ones up here, but I'm on the ground floor. Classic, old, LA, Hollywood hotel. In fact, Telly Savalas lived here the last decade or so of his life. They filmed some TV shows, some movies here. I enjoyed staying here. I think I prefer the hotel next door, the Hilton, a little more, but this is nice. About to check out. And over here in the main lobby, take a look at this. You can kind of see this is like one of those things that you see the Hollywood sign, and then when you walk over to the side, it transforms. And you can see it, well, you know, it doesn't transform. It looks the same either way, but it's kind of an interesting setup there. Over here in the main lobby, the check-in area. Oh, then look at this. This goes down to one of the ballrooms. Very, very fancy. There's some ballrooms down there, like a convention center style. On the lower level. This is called a magic lantern. It's basically a movie recording device created back in 1654. It says right there, made in Germany. That's like a, yeah, it's a filming camera, but it's like back in the 1600s. And got some celebrity photos here on the side of the wall. People who have stayed here. Abbott and Costello, Betty Davis. Well, I'm assuming they stayed here. Burt Lancaster up here, Lauren Bacall, Rock Hudson, Errol Flynn. It's kind of interesting though that I do not see any Kojak Telly Savalas photos in here, even though he resided in here the last decade or so of his life. And in fact, I heard he passed away living here. He ended up giving up his house because he loved living here so much. That's the story I'm told anyway. Norman? This nice fountain out front here. Towering building. And the room I was in was over by the pool, which is the lower level section, just over that little area. I'm leaning towards going to Hollywood Boulevard today. It's been a while since I've done a Hollywood Boulevard video where I walked around and seeing this kind of thinks, you know, I'll go look at some stars, go to my old stomping grounds. The road I used to live off of for a couple of years. Hollywood Day. Welcome everyone! Adam the Woo here. Piping hot caffeinated beverage achieved. They did have a little setup inside there where they have coffee and other drinks. I think later in the evening, adult beverages are served, but for me this morning, got my coffee. Now I had heard, couldn't confirm because I didn't see any name on there, but evidently Savalas was here for so long, making this his permanent residence later in his life, that they named the bar and or restaurant after him, but I see nothing inside there that confirms that. So maybe over time that's gone away. Nonetheless, it's good to have you here. I'm inviting you to join me. That's good. Get caffeinated. Shall you? First time I've ever been here, stayed here. Usually my go-to is this one right up here on the top of the hill, the Hilton. Right up there. That one you can see right down. You get the theme park view room, you can see down directly into Universal Studios Hollywood. This one's just below it. You could walk to the park from both of them. Very easy commute to just stroll right in, just walk right over there. Oh, even over here by the valet desk. I did not valet, I parked my rental car over there in the regular. But over here where the guests are getting their valet, on the carpet, there's also some stars too, some Hollywood stars. Yeah, there's also self-parking here and in the structure there. And they even roll out the red carpet here at the check-in desk. Again, I think it's a little interesting that I'm not seeing any nods or homages to Mr. Telly Savalas in here. Not even a photo. Current day, the restaurant is called the Californias, and there's Brandon Fraser, there's the Mummy, that's when he was in the Mummy, I should say. Got a pretty nice little staircase, winding staircase down to the bottom level down here. I'm gonna see what's around this corner over here, see what there is. Okay, it just led back up to these escalators where I was a few moments ago, to the lobby and gift shop and the check-in desk. Well, that was a tour kind of the general area down there. All right, there's an interview online by Stephen Holt interviewing Telly in the lobby next to where I just got coffee in the little bar that was named after him, except that I went back in and noticed there's nothing up. It's been remodeled, the whole lobby. There's nothing that says that the bar name is Telly's anymore. And also I was reading that he lived on the 3rd floor, so I'm gonna walk around and see if I can see like something. In that interview, he says how he just preferred living here than being in a house because he works so much, was flying out to make movies and filming at the studios here. It was just easier to live here than in a house. I recognize that. That's King Kong from over at City Walk. Got all the textbook Hollywood era stuff, the film reels. All right, I got a little info from the concierge who worked here back when Mr. Savalas lived here, and he told me that he was in fact overlooking the pool on the 3rd floor, and Telly's mom lived here on the 4th floor, which would have been right there, because the 3rd floor starts over there. 4th floor starts immediately above the lobby in this one. And he also informed me that the coffee bar that the TV interview took place in front of was not the Telly's bar, it was Telly's Sports Bar, which is down on the bottom level. He told me where it is now. It is a meeting room, so I'm gonna go down there and take a look at it. So and I also asked how come there were no photos in there, and he says he's not really sure why, but there are no photos of Savalas anywhere on property. All right, the info I heard was these 3 rooms, 352, 350, and 348, were in fact a suite that was converted, and I don't know if it's still that way, probably 3 separate rooms now, but all this was his suite. On the other side of this wall faces over to the pool. Pretty neat. And counting the rooms down the hallway, it is the 10th, 11th, and 12th room. So if you count these, that's number 1. So the balconies would have been 10, 11, or actually 12, 11, and 10. So these 3 were his balcony right there, overlooking the pool area. Pretty awesome. All right, I was also informed that, well, I mentioned a minute ago, that at the bottom of the staircase, there is a room down here, and that used to be the sports bar, so I'm gonna head down here and check that out. I think I mentioned that outside, but I want to check out where it was. Right, this is the grand ballroom. I actually just met another associate who was also here, not only the concierge, but also another associate that was walking around, older gentleman that was here, so that Telly was a very nice guy. So there was a lot of stuff filmed here, including a dance episode of 90210 that took place in this room. It's been remodeled. There's a whole episode of Beverly Hills 90210 that the dance scene happened right in here. All right, so this is the area. Again, big thanks to the employees that are here, that were here back when he lived here. They all are reiterating the same story, that this is where the sports bar used to be, in this little section here. That hallway been renovated, and now it is a meeting room right in here. Kojak himself. I should also mention there was a couple Columbo episodes that were filmed in this very hotel as well. It used to be called the Hotel of the Stars. That was the nickname. It might still be, but I didn't see anything referencing that. But the Columbo episodes, nothing matches up because a lot of the hotel has been completely renovated. One of the episodes had Leonard Nimoy in it, so it was the Leonard Nimoy episode of Columbo that was filmed right here in this hotel. I am now over at the Highland Center parking garage, the P3 parking garage, a couple levels underneath the Chinese Theater, and I head up to the Boulevard. Been a while since I've been to the Boulevard. got a soft spot for it because I used to live right off of it. There's the Dolby Theater, and here's the staircase that the celebrities walk up and down during the Academy Awards, the Oscars. Also forgot to mention that Savalas' mother, who lived on the 4th floor, provided a lot of artwork through the Sheraton, and for one reason or another, when they remodeled, the artwork's not in there anymore. For whatever reason. And I'm also interested to see maybe if his handprints are in front of the Chinese theater or a star. I think he has a Hollywood star, but I can't guarantee the handprints are out there. But I'll look. I'll take a peek and see if so. It's a possibility. Pretty sure he has a Hollywood star though. Yeah. There's Travolta. There. Vince Gill. LL Cool J, Salma Hayek, Charles Bronson, Chuck Bronson right there, John Peters, even Godzilla has a star. Even Godzilla does. Zemeckis, Back to the Future, Castaway, among many, many others. And here it is in all its glory. Oh, they got a Bad Boys Ride or Die movie poster. I haven't seen that one yet, but I heard it slaps. This guy's really excited that he's standing next to Tommy Lee Jones' star. I mean, pretty much anything you want to do out here on the Boulevard doesn't really draw attention. Yeah, he's excited. Tommy Lee Jones, dancing, Sharon Stone, or maybe he's doing a little dance for Mickey Mouse. Oh yeah, check it out. Original Fall Guy $6 Million Man, the legend Lee Majors right here. I never noticed his star was here before. Right over here in front of the La La Land store. Speaking of La La Land, look what I saw when I was driving over to park at the Boulevard. We got Ryan Gosling, of course, who played the Fall Guy. Lee Majors, original Fall Guy, in front of the La La Land store. And there's Emma and Ryan there, painted on an electrical box. It's all coming together. All right, I found his star right in front of Foot Locker. Right over here is the man of the hour, the man I've been referring to. I figure, since I am going to be walking down the Boulevard, I might as well show this. There's Telly Savalas right there. Right in this general area of the Boulevard. Got the El Capitan over there. Got the pizza spot over there. You got Buster up on top of the Ripley's, believe it or not. And then you got old TS. Mr. Savalas. Oh, right next to Lancaster. Nice. Two of the greats. Oh, and then Mickey Rooney. Shares it with Jan also. Yep. Someone's yelling at me. And since I'm right over here and I just mentioned it, there is Ryan and Emma's handprints back from 2016 for La La Land right here in front of the theater itself. There's Roy Rogers there. There's Humphrey Bogart right over there. Jimmy Durante right down there. Shirley Temple right down here as well. James Mason. Just an incredible amount of celebrity autographs and handprints all scattered through here, like Bing Crosby right over here, Jack Benny, Clark Gable. Look at that, freaking Clark Gable, just right there, just chilling in the concrete. Oh, and there's Will Smith there. Obviously he placed his feet in there with the handprints. He probably just slapped the concrete right down in here. Oh, and here's Douglas Fairbanks. How did he do such wonderful stunts with such small feet? All right, got Burt Reynolds over here, the Muppets, under the El Capitan Theater, the Disney Theater, Linda Evans. All right, crossing over the X here, where you can walk across, around, to the sides, or through the middle of the street. And getting a close-up of Buster there. Buster because he's a dinosaur busting out of the roof. Oh, dang, there used to be a place right here. I think this was...
Oh, was this Guinness?
It was Guinness, yeah.
Yeah.
This is Guinness right over here. Because I remember the Arnold star was right in front of it, but the Guinness World Records place next to Ripley's is closed. It was open for all the years I lived here. That's right. Standing here at the Aerosmith star. Met up with a friend, Kurt, from 80s Life.
Hey,
is
I'm here.
I have a fun Aerosmith story about this star.
Okay.
When I lived here, they were gonna come here, and I wanted to see the band Aerosmith get their star, And I waited over there at that Starbucks, or what used to be in that spot in that Starbucks. It was pouring rain, massive rainstorm, which is rare for California, and they didn't show up, and they didn't even put the star in the ground for like months later. And I don't think they ever did a ceremony.
That's awful. So how long did you sit there?
Probably like an hour. There was about 50 of us.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Do you have an Aerosmith story?
I don't have an Aerosmith story. I was going to go see Aerosmith, and I didn't go, and I regret it. That's not quite as exciting as your story.
That's the story, though.
That's the story. And then I wanted to go see them now, and tickets are really expensive, and so I'll never see Aerosmith. You never saw Aerosmith. I never saw Aerosmith.
I never did. Yep. We just have to dream on.
No, I see what you did there. I see that.
All right, here's a new mural over here. This Hollywood. I don't recall this back years ago when I lived here. I got George Romero here. So I always like to point this out. Of course, obviously I haven't done this in a long time. But for anyone that knows a lot about the Disney parks, especially WDW, if you are going into Hollywood Studios, former MGM Studios, and you're walking towards the Chinese theater, real Chinese theater is down that way. Fictional one, if you were walking into Hollywood Studios, would be down that way. You will pass, this building has been recreated in Orlando at Disney's Hollywood Studios. So when you're walking in, the penetrating stories over here, looks like the camera, and this building is exactly recreated. This used to be a food station back when I lived here. It's all closed. Stations, Food Mart, it's all closed up. But yeah, commit this to memory. Next time you're at Hollywood Studios in Orlando, you realize that's the same building. It's good to see that Mr. Paul Rubens, Pee Wee Herman, the character of Paul, is still in the window here. And since he has passed, someone has drawn a little sketch down in there with the wings on it. He's now an angel. And here's his star. Kurt, also a big lover of Pee Wee Herman.
My entire life, I still can't believe he's gone. Adam and I are actually going to try and put our money together and buy his house. It just went up for sale.
I don't know if I have that kind of cash.
If we put our money together,
we could rent out a room
for a day.
Yes. His house is for sale.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is neat. There's this building. There's nothing even going on in this building, but they've left a little Pee Wee doll there. This was here even before he passed. The doll was always there, and then they added this afterwards. All right, over here in front of Hustler, you have some adult stars that are kind of. You got Marilyn Chambers right over here. You got Mr. Ron Jeremy, his hand. You got Larry Flint, Jenna Jameson, Ginger Lynn. Yeah, right here along the Boulevard. Hitchcock would be. I'm not going to get a slice, but when I lived here, I would always, when I would walk the Boulevard, I would 9 times out of 10 go over here to Joe's Pizza and get a slice. I'm not going to get a slice today, but yeah, memories. Love that classic Hollywood architecture right there. This is a brand new building. That is definitely brand new. And at first I thought this was John Wayne, but it's not. It actually says Fargo up on the side of it. You also have the Monty's dog right up here. And as you're walking back up towards the Boulevard over here, this mural, I was mentioning La La Land, could be seen prominently in La La Land. And I can definitely remember walking up and down here so many times people would spray paint this and destroy it, and they would always repaint it back to how it is. Yeah, if you buy one of these and drive it around, you're just asking to have your car photographed. You're probably gonna have the most photographed car driving around anywhere with one of these things. There really is a lot of empty stuff. This whole building here is completely empty now. And then you got the bus coming through. This is the corner of Ivar. This entire building is now sitting empty. I don't even remember what this used to be. Someone has gone number 2 in the doorway. I don't even really want to show that. Next to Central Pizza. I'm gonna walk by, but yeah, there's just a big pile of stuff there. And I'm gonna guess this payphone does not work, but the payphone is still in there. Yeah, it's like off the handle. You very rarely will see an intact payphone. The phone book is gone. Yeah, take a look. I don't even think I really want to grab the handle. What do you think the odds of this working are? I'm not going to grab the handle.
No, do it. Put it to your ear.
I'm not going to put it to my ear.
Yeah,
So did you see what was in that doorway over there?
That's why I was on the corner.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Ah, Hollywood. Doesn't get much better. Ah, the infamous. The infamous? Infamous? That's more than famous. Hollywood and Vine. Of course, Capitol Records right here. Used to have a lot of pop-up events over here on that very corner. Saw Ringo Starr over here for his birthday in front of Capitol Records. Pantages. I think we're going to take a quick little stroll down Vine. Now this is totally weird. I don't even know why I'm bringing it up. It's just because when I lived down here in 2017, 2018, I'd always go over here to this corner to Trader Joe's to get food. And that was when Jake and Logan Paul were kind of taking over the interwebs. And Logan used to live right up here. He'd always come down and get smoothies at a smoothie place. But if you watch, I mean, I don't know who watched them, but yeah, Logan would always be up there filming. He lived up here in this little spot. I'm gonna throw Kurt some trivia. I know you know this movie. So does this staircase ring a bell? I did not realize this until about a year ago when someone shared this info with me. This staircase is used in a classic 80s film where the star is sitting right there. The star is Steve Martin. One of the best Steve Martin movies ever.
The Jerk?
Yes.
What's the scene where he's sitting on the staircase?
He's sitting right here on this staircase. They put a bunch of trash through here. It was kind of like a dirty alleyway. And he's remembering. You know the scene?
Yeah.
I'm going to paraphrase what he says, but I think it's something to do. I was brought up a poor black man, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm paraphrasing. But this is the spot right here. Right here outside of the Montalban, named after Ricardo Montalban from Fantasy Island fame. There it is. The wrong Michael Jackson star, they call it. Of course, the Michael Jackson star for the singer, Michael, is in front of the Chinese Theater, but about 3/4 of a mile away, maybe not that far, on Vine, is radio broadcaster Michael Jackson. There's photos of people when Michael passed. People set up flowers here. They had a little memorial. They were singing Michael songs.
I mean, how would you ever know the difference?
Yeah, you wouldn't know.
Exactly the same.
Yep. You wouldn't know, but yeah, they call it the wrong Michael star.
Okay.
He knows, he knows.
Okay.
I just want to show it from here, the arc light. Still closed. The Dome Theater down there. That's also where Amoeba Records used to be. They've moved. The spout that is not quite operational. But there is a time capsule right down here.
I've been better at it today.
Time capsule buried back in 1954 to commemorate 50 years of Hollywood. On this block, Cecil B. DeMille directed Hollywood's first full feature, The Squaw Man, which now that building that was used in the first film in Hollywood, The Squaw Man, is right beside the Hollywood Bowl. But it used to be here on this block. There's a time capsule right here. So Paramount Pictures started one block up in front of Trader Joe's. All right, if memory serves correctly, next to this etching, yeah, here it is. Selma and Vine, a site of historical importance, the beginnings of Hollywood. Right here is where Paramount Pictures, Paramount remains the oldest film company. They filmed the first movie ever, and the headquarters of Paramount stood right here. And the building was moved up about a mile or two in front of the Hollywood Bowl. Still there. But yeah, it started right here. Selma and Vine. Right in front of Mae West Star and Rick Dees. Right over here on Selma and Argyle. This is a deep cut. I don't know how people will remember. But there used to be a topiary pig that I nicknamed Argyle because he was on the corner of Selma and Argyle. Hollywood Boulevard right over there, one block. My apartment used to be down that way a couple blocks, so I'd walk past this corner all the time. Construction is happening. And this is where Argyle, the pig, used to sit. And if you know, you know, the ghost of Argyle. The ghost. of Argyle. Missed you, buddy. I mean, I'm talking to a topiary pig that's no longer even here. Weird. Right over here, so the new Amoeba Records is right behind where we're at. New Amoeba Records is right there in these apartments. Right over in here used to be a punk rock, metal, rock venue, all sorts of music. Weezer played their first show in here, and there's also a famous photo of Kurt Cobain from Nirvana jumping with his guitar into the drum set. It's like the back of a 7-inch album. That happened right in here. The club has been bulldozed, but yeah. I don't know, I'm just kind of like going off a memory of things I remember from this area. Very famous photo of Kurt with the guitar. All right, Kurt, favorite Mark Harmon movie? I know what you're gonna say, but you gotta just say it.
Summer School.
Exactly. You did the locations of that one.
I did.
Yeah. Knott's Berry Farm was there. You used Knott's.
Yep.
You a fan of the Ramones?
Oh, a little bit.
You know,
only one of my favorite bands ever.
Do you know where the Ramones played their last show?
Yeah, at the Palace.
Around the corner.
It was supposed to be.
Around the corner. Okay.
It was supposed to be at Billboard Live, which became Key Club.
Yep. And now, and then it happened right around the corner, right over there.
Yep.
Good job.
Thank you.
Have you ever gotten inside there? I've never been inside.
Oh, I've been to a lot of shows there.
Okay.
Yeah. Used to go there a lot. Oh man, the list goes on and on. Swingin' Utters.
Oh, Swingin' Utters, I remember them.
Rancid. I don't know.
You saw Rancid?
I saw Prince there. I saw an after show from the.
Really?
Was it from the Grammys? I can't remember what it was, but he didn't. No, whatever. It was an award after show. It was like a couple hundred people in there. Awesome.
That is really cool.
Yeah. Used to go dancing here. Richard Blade used to do a lot of 80s nights here.
So this staircase kind of looks like the other staircase we were at.
Well, this staircase is featured in a movie too. You know what movie this staircase is? I mean, it's not. They go by it. You can see the staircase.
Is it a Steve Martin film?
No. Breakin'.
Oh.
Come on, Breakin'.
The breakdancing movie.
Yes, this is where Kelly comes for her big audition. And she comes out, she gets mad and throws her wig down on the ground, and they drive off.
We should just do a whole video about sketchy, urine-smelled staircases in LA and Hollywood.
You would need a whole series. A whole series.
Oh, look at this, a fresh star. Who do you think that is? Or a star. It says Rick something. I don't know if that's a fresh star or not, or just a damaged star.
Ends with an E.
There's Bob Odenkirk. Cranston, look at this.
Oh, how funny.
2 in a row here. Luther Vandross, Elvis Duran. You can always tell tourist and me, even though like I lived here, I'm still kind of a tourist. They all walk around with their heads down looking at the sidewalk. Everyone's got their heads down. They're not looking at their phones, they're looking at the stars. Hattie McDaniel. The Scum and Villainy Cantina here, which I believe for a while Kevin Smith would do his podcast in there. I don't know if he still does or not, but I remember when this opened. Not open at the moment, but they are open at certain times. Scum and Villainy Cantina. And the Cahuenga building, right over there. Both 80s Life and myself are big fans of Valley Girl. I never properly covered the locations. He did a detailed video on it. But somewhere in this area, either here or here, the Cahuenga building off in the distance, is the alleyway scene with Nick Cage and his buddy. Drunken scene. But Kurt seems to recall it may have been up here and that's where the club was. But it was on Cahuenga.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, it was over in this area. They tore the building down, but there's some buildings across the street you can see when you walk out.
Love it. And then you can definitely kind of tell over here this is the same. Anyway, just random Valley Girl reference for no reason. Check out Johnny Weissmuller here. He used to have a theme park over by the coast in Florida. You know, Tarzan. His house. You know, Johnny Weissmuller has a house. I think it's in Beverly Hills. I think it's in Beverly Hills. And for a long time it was empty. And he built a pool that went underneath the house. He was an Olympic swimmer that became Tarzan.
Oh.
Yeah. And his house is over in Beverly Hills. That's where I want to be. Living in Beverly Hills. Rivers Cuomo taught me that. Got John Ritter, star, of course, star of Three's Company, and his dad, Tex Ritter, who did the song and the voice of Big Al on Country Bear Jamboree, except that show is changing now. It's going to be a new Country Bear show. But Tex Ritter, John Ritter's father, was the one that did the voice of the Blood on the Saddle song. Fun fact.
All right, I gotta go, Adam. It was good hearing you.
Wait, you're going to leave me all alone on the Boulevard?
You have a good day. Thank you for
You
hanging
have
out.
a good day too. Hey, mister.
You're going to leave me? Wait a second.
Where you going? Hi, Alan.
Wait a second.
Alan.
Wait.
Behind you.
That's not who I think it is.
Hey, Alan.
You know what? I'm just going to walk real fast. Maybe he won't follow me. Maybe he won't follow me up to the corner. I think he's gone.
I've got a great story to tell you about the Toronto airports. You're gonna love this story. You're gonna love it.
He's following me.
Ooh, Hollywood Boulevard. Look at this place. Look at this.
Uh-oh. Hey-oh. It's a parade. Oh, we got a four-wheeler. Got some dirt bikes.
Well, my ride's here.
They're everywhere. Taking the photo.
No, I do it
You gotta
afterwards.
yell it out. Yell it out. See how many people look up here. Say it.
Hey, mister.
You gotta, hey, mister! The only person that looked up was a woman.
Yeah, it's Hollywood Boulevard. I'm not sure if you've seen a movie called Back to the Future, Alan. I haven't seen it, but it was filmed in that church right there.
Oh, Back to the Future was in that church? What scene? What scene was in there?
That's the scene where they're outside in the mall parking lot. It was filmed inside the-
Oh, really?
If you look at the 7-Eleven, that's from the movie Say Anything.
Is that where he has the boombox?
Yeah, the boombox is standing right in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
Everything that you see in the movies and television is filmed at this intersection.
Right here on Highland,
Right
Franklin.
here, this guy knows. It's
Right there.
Here. Everything is
Yep,
filmed
everything's
here,
right here.
nowhere else.
Back to the Future, right here. This is where they went back to. This is where they went back in time.
Right here.
Right there. All right. Good to know. Good to know. Facts.
Yeah, it's fascinating this
Yeah.
area.
Scott on tap. Yeah. If you look up there, you can see the Hollywood side up on the hill, right up there. The guys say it doesn't get any better than this, and I think he's probably right. Probably
I
right.
don't think it does.
You know what we should do? We should go over to that church and see if we can get in there.
No,
No?
no,
Okay.
I don't want it. I gotta go.
All right, you gotta take off?
Yeah, I
Okay.
gotta bolt. But before I forget,
Yeah.
I flew into LAX last Tuesday.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So I get off the plane. There's two flight attendants. One's about 6 foot, one's about 5'10". Right?
Yeah.
So I'm like right in the middle of them. We're walking down the
Whoa,
aisle.
this door might open suddenly. It says, door may open suddenly. Gotta careful of that.
But I would like to plug, I'm performing at the Hollywood Bowl tonight. If anybody wants to come by, if you're in town, it's
It's not true.
all Eminem covers. $10 to get in. We sold 10 tickets. So.
Do you ever tell the truth, Scott?
No.
Never.
This is a problem. But no, I gotta run. Thanks everybody. Good to see you.
Good to see
Adam,
you too.
good to see you. Work.
Goodbye, mister.
Hey, mister.
Right here on the corner, well, right off of Bronson, 1 block off the Boulevard and Sunset. Right behind the gas station. I used to live in this apartment complex right here. That was it. There was a rooftop little lounge up there. Yep, lived there for a couple years. Ah, memories. Whoa, they finally tore down the Denny's that was right here on the corner of the 101. Oh, that looks fun. End of the traffic. Oh, Los Angeles area traffic. That's gonna do it for today. Heading to Orange County. I'll see you in the next video. The vlog is over.